大家好，我是康云. Hello everyone, I'm Kang Yun, and welcome back to Demon Souls. In the last episode, we did all the Pure Black Tendency events in Boletaria. We saved Bjor. We did not save Yuria yet. Maybe I should bring the official's gear so I can go save her. Now that I think of it. Oh yeah, we wanted to look at this. So what is the translation of this? I'm not familiar with that first. I think it's chai. Is that chai cao? Yeah, chai cao. Firewood. Firewood, interesting. I wonder what the Japanese translation of this armor is. Is it all called that? Yeah, it's called the firewood. And in English, they call it brushwood. Okay, so this is either based on the English or that's actually what it's called in Japanese. I feel like that's probably what it's called. I'm gonna just change the language to English for a second here and verify that. Yeah, brushwood.
We are indebted to you. For you fighting. I was worried sick.
Oh yeah, we want the official stuff. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, we can carry that. It's not that heavy.
We are indebted.
But so where this is going to basically be probably a boring episode again for you guys. I'm going to be looking for the ceramic coin. The first one is in 1-1. And there are 2 in 1-3. So I guess I'll start looking. 1-1 is a pretty big area. We'll be doing quite a bit more damage now though because we have pure white tendency and we have in both character and world. So it's gonna be another one of these break all the things episodes. I mean, if it was right in the beginning, that would be too obvious, but you can never be too careful. They already hid the Blue-Eyed Knight helm over by the execution grounds, so I'm kind of doubting it's over there, but we're gonna go look over there just in case. We're not gonna go by Meralda though, because I don't want her to die, because that will change the tendency towards black. Ooh. Is there anything to break over there even? I don't really think so, now that I Look at it. Yeah, there's not really much to break. I guess there's some stuff here. Anything in this corner? Nope. That was pretty fun. A little too late. Yeah, there might be some stuff over there. I don't think she'll aggro if I just go over there. These things always do so much damage. They always get me. There's one more. Have a spice. Well, now I need to eat a spice. Is there anything to break here? No, there's nothing to break, so. But I just had to check. Just had to check. I didn't want to go through the whole level and then just find out like, oh, it was way back there. Kind of like in Latria where I went all the way out through the cell. Or all the way out through the prison ward. The warden's areas. He died in a fire. That's the... They said they changed in the patch, the recent patch, that they changed the amount of damage displayed. To reflect the maximum amount of HP the enemies have. Like it won't ever display more, which is kind of a bummer because it's cool to see like just how much damage you can do. I guess we'll just go through the level as is. We'll go through the level like you normally would, I suppose. I think I want my sword for a lot of these smaller, fast enemies. Okay. Yeah, the axe is good for tougher enemies with more health, but for these soldier type enemies and these draglings, the sword is really nice. Somebody asked a question in Reddit. You see this question asked a lot, like, what's the best weapon for X, Y, or Z? And I think the question was like, what's the best weapon for PvE and PvP on a strength build? And usually you'll see people that respond, they'll usually like tell them weapons that have the highest AR, which is fair enough because weapons that deal the most damage are generally pretty good. But I think a lot of things that get overlooked in these games, not just Demon Souls, but Dark Souls, but I think Demon Souls especially, because Demon Souls, much more so than Dark Souls, has a lot more RPG specific situations where it's more beneficial to use certain weapon types or use certain damage types. Interesting. If there was a box there, I could see them putting it in like a out of the way place. Oh. And we want to take this guy out. Hey, he didn't kill himself. What are you doing, man? And we'll get this guy too. Yeah, and Demon Souls especially, there's a lot of situations where you want to use certain items, because there's a lot more like tight, narrow corridors in this game, I think, than in Dark Souls. So the best weapon is not like, sure, I guess you could say like, what's the best general over-round weapon that you can use in pretty much any situation, and you probably would have a few candidates, but generally there's lots of good weapons in the game, and it comes down to personal preference and what your play style is like. Like the axe weapons are all really good, but they have slower swing speeds, but can crush enemies' guards really easily. A lot of them have better range, or some of them have better range, like the Crescent Axe. We'll put on this here, and we'll use the axe for this guy. I don't have to come out here, but it's just tradition to come over and kill this knight. Man. Ooh, we almost died to that guy. He did break our second chance. I didn't even have to come over there to kill him because there's nothing there, but nothing there to break. Yeah, it's really up to your personal preference. A lot of players, I mean, you could arguably say like, well, a weapon like the the Uchi Katana could be argued as one of the best weapons in the game because it's fast, easy to use, hits well, has a good move set. It's, you know, if you're not, if you're worried, if you have problems with your timings and such, the katana is, like I said, it's really fast, and people who use katanas often get labeled as like noobs because they're really easy weapons to use, which, I mean, I guess there's validity in that, but it's also down to personal playstyle. I personally don't like using katanas that much. I mean, I've used them, and like on certain builds I like them because it fits the role that I'm playing for that character, but yeah, the katanas do, you know, they are fast. They do good damage. I don't think you can get there, so I don't know why they would put anything there. Yeah, you can't. I don't think there's anything down here, but we'll just double check. Oh yeah, and we want our sword back. What was that? Oh, it's the light from the window. And same thing with like curved swords and the like. You know, fast dex weapons. Dex is often labeled as like, oh, the new build, or like, you know, but there's nothing wrong with using dex weapons because they're really good. They hit fast. They have lower durability, and they have high DPS but do less damage in one hit. Strength weapons are just as good. They have a different playstyle though, and they require different timing to play with. But so it's hard to really say like what's the best weapon. I feel like that is like either should be labeled as what weapon has the highest attack damage, or what weapon has the highest DPS. And there's also weight ratios, like, you know, if a weapon is so heavy, would they put it in one of these exploding barrels? That would be funny. Didn't look like they did. Is there any more of them? Thought there was. Oh, I guess they already broke. Yeah, what weapon has the highest AR? What weapon has, you know, weight to damage ratio, or most DPS? Or what weapon is like the easiest to use as from a beginner standpoint? Like it doesn't require a lot of, you know, its timing is easy because you can. The katanas are fast. They deliver fast attacks. They do good damage. Their stat requirements aren't insane. In this game, you need 18 strength for all of them. But you can, if you have less, you can two-hand them. They deal good damage for how fast they are, and they're easy to use for a beginner because they don't require a ton of like learning the timing of their attacks. It's easy to adapt to. And you can often swing, and the recovery speed is so fast that, like, very similar to this sword. How fast I can swing this sword. And also the fact that it doesn't bounce off the walls in certain spots. You know, so you could argue, there's arguments for weapons like that. But, or like the Great Axe or the Dragon Bone Smasher are often seen as like the best strength weapons because they have the highest AR, that they hit the hardest, which is a valid point. But again, it's down to preference. Like a friend of mine that I would used to play this game with, which I have a lot of friends that I would play this with. His favorite weapon, and in his opinion, one of the best weapons, was the pickaxe and the war pick. He really liked those weapons. They have the same moveset as the battle axe and the morning star and the mace, but they deal thrust damage. Oh man. Is it in here? In one of these? That looks very suspicious. You could say the bow is one of the best weapons in the game, you know? Like, it's all relative. What kind of play style are you trying to do? If you're doing strength, there's a lot of different strength weapons, and pretty much all of them can be pretty valid and worthwhile, just because you know, there's obviously, you're always going to get the players and the people who are always going to want to go for something that has the highest AR and it does the most damage. Yes, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily the best, because if you're a skilled player, you can play well and win PvP fights with any weapon. Pretty much any weapon. I mean, obviously there's some that are like objectively inferior because they just aren't very good weapons, because they don't have good scaling or good damage, or maybe they don't have a good move set. And when you're faced up against players who are only using like the absolute strongest stuff, yeah, they're not gonna fare as well. But it doesn't mean you can't be successful and beat the game and play the game with them. So when people say best weapon, I think what they more so mean is one of those things: easiest to use, highest AR, most DPS. They just want the game to be easier or to have strong damage, when it really, I think the best way to find out what the best weapon is just to use them. There's lots of different weapons in this game, and they're all worth checking out. Like the Hands of God, there it is, in there, in this little hut down by the soldiers where you have to help Ostrava. Okay, so that's the 1/1 coin down. Let's just warp out of here. And we'll go to 1/3 now, because there's 2 coins in 1/3 we want to get. Just repair my gear.
I can forge weapons. You come back alive.
Yeah, just test out the weapons, guys. I mean, that's how I've come to find the weapons that I like to use. And I also like using weapons that fit the theme of the build that I'm going for, that I'm making. So the 1/1/1 is down by Ostrava. We've got that noted. Yeah, I cast second chance. If I come over here, will the dog... We get the dog to jump in the fire. Yeah. We'll go do over here. We'll go free urea and check this area while we're here. Because we did buy that stuff. Or bring it, rather. Yep. Do I agree that there are weapons of each class? I'll say this. Within a weapon class, there's benefits to each weapon. There's, I think, very few weapons that are just objectively not that good. Ones that I can say that are the blind. And I've actually have a plan. I'm going to make a build. I'm going to do a Senlin Vinland cosplay build, which I'm looking forward to, because I've done that in the past, but I never was really able to successfully make one. Senlin Vinland uses the blind, and the blind is a really cool sword, and it goes through shields, and it does bleed, and it scales well with dex, but the problem is it has really low base damage, and the scaling that it gets isn't great. So yeah, it's a subpar weapon. Amongst the curved swords, it's definitely a subpar weapon. The upsides that it has is it's the lightest weapon in the game. It's the lightest item in the game, I think, along with maybe some other ones. Some like well, I don't know how heavy soul remains are, but oh yeah, we got to put on. Now I wonder if you come here after you free her and you have this on, if he still doesn't attack you. And yeah, we're gonna beat the crap out of him with his own crescent axe. And we can send this back to the storage. As well as these rings. And I think I want the sword again. Yeah. And we'll talk to Yuria.
Heavens, you came to save me. Thank you. No, I am fine. With a little rest, I can soon walk. You go on ahead. I do not wish to be a dead weight.
Interesting what Bjor had to say about her and what the fat officials were subjecting her to in the name of purification. It's some pretty dark stuff, honestly, and it's pretty sad, to be honest. So I think regardless of if you're gonna use any magic in the game or not, it's always good to save her. I guess I feel that way on a humane level. Now over there, they made it so if you're too close, you can't see it. But that's what that door leads to. And you can see the item there from somewhere here in the alley. I saw Rurikon do it in his stream. Now there's 2 coins in this level. I can't forget that. So we're gonna have to do a lot of rolling. But it's good that we're in pure white rather than pure black. Not that I mean, I like going through in pure black for the, oh yeah, Strava's still here, I forgot. What was I saying earlier? About, I completely forgot. I didn't hit a Strava, did I? He walked away, yeah. He's not over here. Oh, weapons. Oh, because I took that off. Weapons that you like. Yeah, just... It really depends. It really depends what you want to do. Like... Because if I'm making a Faith Crusader or... a character that's, you know, more of a... character that's more of... based on using... based on using... You can oh, okay. I was gonna say... You can change your arrows while you have one loaded, but it will shoot the one that you've initially loaded it with. I don't know the proper word for that kind of thing. I often make builds based around certain weapons that I want to use because I like them, and then try to think of a background story for them because I don't know, that's part of role playing. It's part of role playing for me. I'm gonna drop here and look at this stuff. I have to. I have to drop here because they hit it on another place you can drop down before. Okay. That's the thing, there's a bunch of spots like that in this level where you can drop down and... Oh, you're gonna not let me go past, are you? I thought he was an enemy at first. I'm like, I thought I killed all these guys. Oh, we didn't go up here. Hey, there's one. Cool. One in the little nook up here where you drop down by the assassin. So that's one down. One more to go. And we still got some time left. So hopefully we can find this one without too much trouble. Did I kill this knight? I don't think I... no, I didn't. Yeah, I was like, I killed the other knight, but not this one. See, now that's the benefit of having a fast weapon. He dropped a great sword. Is you can swing before your enemy does in a situation like that. If I had the axe is, or like a big, large, slower swinging weapon is better for maybe interrupting enemies. And we have to drop down here, don't we? Is there an item on there? Oh man, there are some boxes there. I have to drop on that. So, okay. This is a lot of going back and forth. The thing about using a slow, heavy swinging weapon is you hopefully have the health to trade with players, or you're good at timing your attacks in such a way that you're able to hit them. You know, you preemptively swing. Like how I killed Meralda in the last episode in Pure Black Tendency. Swinging before she got close enough to hit me. Now, is it on this? Yeah, right here. Okay, I could just see them. I could just see them making that something. Okay, well, we've checked all that off the list. Well, what was that? Is there something in there? Can we camera mode this? There's nothing there. Okay. I was gonna say, if I have to drop down there again. And so if you are using heavy slow swinging weapons and maybe you're a new player, that might be a little bit difficult to learn, but once you do, they're so fun to use. A friend of mine that plays this game, oh, what a jerk. He didn't kill me, but I do want to heal. You see me do that a lot, though. Switch weapons based on the situation I'm in. And they made it so you cannot drop off that, so if you're trying to run away. Okay, now is there any... No, you can't drop there. My friend, typically, what she seems to be most comfortable in playing is she likes making dex builds and using fast, quick swinging swords like the Scimitar, Falchion, the Kaliji. And I remember once I was doing a playthrough. Jeez. I was doing a playthrough with her where we took turns, and I picked the cleric. We were playing Dark Souls, and the cleric starts with a mace. And I said basically we have to beat the game using only the starting class. Or the starting gear. They got rid of hitting enemies when they're on the ground. At least maybe in that scenario they did. Sometimes I've seen you're able to hit enemies on the ground. Now, is there something we can drop to here? Well, it's just below where we already were. When he takes that firebomb out, you can feel the bomb. Like you feel the pulse of the controller. And that's the beauty of this game, is there's so many different ways you can play it. Like if you played, like how I'm saying I have so many different builds planned that I want to do. That's where the one was in pure black. So I kind of doubt they put it there in pure white. I don't think we can even drop there. Where's the, we can't drop down there. Where is it where you drop for the penetrator's sword? Here. But there's nothing there to break, is there? No. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, she had a time adjusting to the mace. She was talking about how it kept throwing her timing off, and she wasn't used to it because she was used to fast swinging weapons. So she would wait for the enemies to get really close to her before she would hit R1, and it was screwing her up because if you do that with a mace, if you wait too long, you're gonna miss and they'll hit you. Or you're not gonna miss, but they'll hit you before you get your attack off, like before your attack lands. So you want to attack sooner because of how long it takes. How long it takes for you to execute that attack. Which, it just takes time to get used to. It's not that big of a deal, I feel like. But if you've only played the game, there it is. In this little corner here, the ceramic coin. And look at that, we got all 3 of the pure white tendency ceramic coins. I could do Black Phantom Meralda, or not Black Phantom, I could do regular Meralda, but killing her will shift it 3 towards black. And then I would have, well, I guess I would have to kill the blue dragon again, which I don't really want to do. I'll tell you what, guys. On New Game Plus 3, I'll keep this pure white in Boletaria, so when we go through here, we'll go through Boletaria 1-1 and get the ceramic coin there and kill her, because then that will give us, we still want to get it to pure black anyways. And we'll get, because there's a ceramic coin in 1-1 and pure white, so that'll be 1, and there's 1 in 4-1 and in pure white. And there's 1 in Stonefang and pure black in 2-1. So that'll be our 3 that we're missing, because if we look, we should have 23 now. Yeah, we have 23. and we have 2 gold coins. We and I already traded one, so we've gotten 3 of those. So that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. I'm just gonna run back to because we already took out all the enemies. And in the next episode, we'll take on the Penetrator. And maybe start doing some co-op to get our body back. So we can get Valley of Defilement to pure black. Get the crystal lizards, and then we'll take out King Alans. Yeah, it's unfortunate I did lose all those souls because I was planning on leveling up to maybe a 100 before I go to the next new game cycle. How many levels can we get right now with just 100 and some thousand souls? Only 4. Wow.
I shall await thy return, Slayer.
Well, we'll be getting more souls, so it's not a big deal. Hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. What kind of weapons do you think are the best, or your favorite weapons, or that kind of thing? Anything in that regard. Let me know what you think. And hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you in the next one. Basa.